But what is new in version 11? Because we have version 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 is something which is recent and latest. As any training program, ethical hacking program also, very every now and then go through revision changes. Why? Because main reason is to introduce what is happening latest. Because the security technology, the security architecture, the security threat landscape is changing so fast. So we are talking about IoT, which is not covered in the previous versions. We're talking about malware analysis. We are talking about crypto currencies or blockchains, whatever it is. Right? So something every time you find new concepts are coming up. Right? So we need to make sure the ethical hacking covers. So that's how it is done. And they have incorporated something called Parrot security OS, because most of us, we know that about Kali Linux, right? This is what the OS we use, because if you need to know, if you want to become a ethical hacker, at least foundation of Linux is very important, because that's where you run most of the tools. Okay, so we will help you in the course, even if it is not in the syllabus. We'll tell you how to do, how to set up, all those things. Okay, don't worry about that. So Parrot OS, it offers a better performance on low power laptop, because you will be running tools on your laptop simulating all this hacking environment. Okay, that is the first thing. And also remap to NIST and NICE framework. What is NIST and NICE framework? You know, NIST is American standard, am I right? NICE framework is something they follow in Middle East and other countries. So this is a framework which the country follow. Means any security product, any security project, or any security initiative, they need to follow through this. So NIST and NICE framework is something which is commonly used. Let me see if I can show you on that part. We tell about NIST is a self-certification mechanism. It's really used. NIST frameworks have various control catalogs, right? So that's how it's going to work. Like NIST versus ISO compliance, right? You can find out what is the difference. So cybersecurity framework, which is mainly based on NIST. Let me share that. You share. So it's mainly from USA, United States of America. As visible. Okay. So this is the framework for cybersecurity. It has got version 1.1. What is new? Online learning. They have something you can learn. Okay. So they're talking about here what is framework is all about. All right. So this is cybersecurity framework. What it contains, what is the core components, you can check version 1 to till version 1.1. Okay. Then they're talking about how you can start with. So it is recognition of the national and economic security of United States, depending upon the reliable critical infrastructure. So if you have critical infrastructure, if you need to protect, then they need to make sure they follow certain framework and standard. Am I right? So NIST is mainly started with an objective to improve the critical infrastructure cybersecurity. So if you're going to work in any government companies, any organizations, they will tell, do you know what is NIST or what is a NICE framework, National Institute of Standards and Technology. So you have like almost 55 pages. Please feel free to go through this, because this will give you an idea what are the different technology or different framework, like identify, protect, detect, response, recover, and what are the different categories, and how you need to fit your product or functions into it, right? So this is very important for you to understand. And also they tell about risk, and how you can minimize the risk, mitigate the risk, and how it has to be coordinated across multiple teams, right? If you want to do any changes. So why I'm showing this, because when you learn some certification, when you learn something, it should be also recognized by the government. It's also should be recognized by the general cybersecurity forums or body, right? So that when you get a certificate, when they know that you know the framework, so that they can place you in the job, they can give you a job. or they can train you to get into the projects. You got the point? What is the main reason of understanding this framework? Because this is what the governments and private and enterprises they use, NIST and NICE framework. So if I'm doing something based on that, that means I am aligning myself. I am doing my certification. I am doing my career roadmap in which is something related to mapping with the government vision or the corporate vision. Okay, so that is something which is very important. Please go through that. That is going to help you. So what is very important is CEH version 11. They realign the entire structure to map this, so that when you go out, like for example, it's mainly we call it about protect and detect, PR job role category, right? With other jobs including analyze and securely provision. So you have these specialty areas under the NIST framework, like PR and AN and SP, which in fact I was trying to show you in this, for example, in this PDF. 1 second. All right, you have identify, product, am I right? Detect, response, and recover. So these are the framework, NIST framework. Or NICE also have similar one. So when you go through this, you will understand my work, what I am doing in cybersecurity is also aligning with such kind of architectures. And they're going to tell what is the function, category, and category, what you will do in each function. And they're also going to do in what is in identity. They'll talk about identity, asset management, subcategories, and informative reference, how you can do. So it's a complete framework. Please download this document. It is very important. Try to download. So you'll understand what I'm doing, why I have to learn CEH, so that I can follow and understand the government and the standard publications framework. Fine. Same way, NICE is something which normally it is followed by many of the company in Middle East. And also it could be from the Europe. So that NICE framework processes. So you can also see here NICE framework. You learn about NICE framework. It's again workforce framework for cybersecurity. So you can talk about what is covered in this framework. You can also find out different things what they are covering in NICE. They do conference, expo, and all of them. So you can go and check it. Okay. So the mission of NICE is to energize, promote, and coordinate robust community working together to advance the integrated ecosystem of cybersecurity in education, training, and workforce development. So when we talk about NIST is focused on organizational framework development, improving the critical infrastructure of a company or the country. In NICE is something how to develop the workforce. All right, there is National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education. So that is about production, NIST, and NICE is about educating the people. Am I right? So this course, what you're going to learn is almost get into that perspective. It fits into that. That is very important. Okay, so that's something which I want to highlight here as something which is new. And also they talked about cloud, IoT, cloud-based threat. They have talked about, because that previously we talked about network security, vulnerability. Now everything is based on cloud. Everything is moving towards cloud. So it is very important that we understand what is cloud, cloud-based threat, and how we can protect it, right? IoT and all these things, what malware analysis. And also they have introduced something called new lab design and operating system. In version 11, they have something called, they've introduced new operating system. So they have like Windows 2019, 2016, Windows 10. Previously it used to be Windows, maybe 8 or 7, but now they've used. But also the domain control firewall. And also they have introduced web application for practicing and improving hacking skill. So we have something called iLabs, where you can go and practice, whatever you learn. We will give you a tool, but iLab also has to be purchased. So you can, once you buy, you have the entire lab where you can repeatedly do all this simulation in a very controlled environment. Okay, so that you can become someone who is very strong in ethical hacking. Okay. Then increase lab time and hands-on. So instead of talking about theory, because theory you can learn through a lot of free materials or free training, but most importantly in CH course, they will be only talking about labs, hands-on experience. They will give you lab until do it and come back what you learn, right? And industry's most comprehensive tools library. They will give you a lot of latest tools which you can run. You can install a Parrot OS or Kali Linux in your laptop, and then try to use those tools to attack to find out how you can do ethical hacking labs.